Nowadays, it seems like literally everyone owns a phone. You're probably holding one right now as I speak. Just be outside and you'll see someone else on their phone. While we're eating, in between sets, while waiting for a friend. Elon Musk himself has said that our phones are an extension of ourselves. All of our personal information is on them. The YouTube algorithm probably knows you better than you know yourself. Like, think about that. That's fucking crazy. Alright, so we use our phones when we're bored, with nothing to do. But instead of having a nice chat, we end up using them around the people that we love and care about the most. Even when our phones couldn't do much other than send messages or just have a call, like I don't know, Steve Jobs already didn't let his kids use an iPhone. Fast forward to now and literal 7-year-olds are watching split screen shots on both their iPads and their iPhones, and the impulse to grab our phones from our pockets whenever we're bored in the slightest is the greatest it's ever been. So what does content addiction actually look like? To understand why we're addicted to content in the first place and being bored feels like the world is literally ending, we need to go way back. Our ancestors needed to be regularly moving, to go hunt, to go gather food and resources. Without boredom, they'll probably just sit in their cave, and by the time they're hungry, it's too late and they like starve to death or something. I'm not a historian, but thinking about it logically, like that 100% makes sense, doesn't it? Them always doing something increased their chances of survival. This like innate curiosity they had for always coming up with more and more and more has helped us to survive. It helped us to innovate, but social media companies are literally taking advantage of this evolutionary trait that we've built up to make sure you open the app for the 10th time today and waste another like 4 hours of your life while they suck you in for nothing more than ad revenue. Look, I have no other way of supporting this amount of quality videos, okay? Like, I'm just a kid on YouTube. Okay, so you think Instagram and TikTok being so addictive is a coincidence? They have spent billions just to learn how our mind works, and they pounce on it. Why do you think you open it first thing in the morning? Exactly, the algorithm knows you better than anyone. Look, many people believe that dopamine is the thing that we're chasing, the feel-good chemical that we want all the time, but that's low-key wrong. It's only correct like if you're selling a dopamine course that was initially like $5,000, but for some reason, for just today, it's $200 only. Going back to our ancestors, dopamine was meant to make the hunt enjoyable. It isn't released necessarily like when we kill the deer, like it's released when we're chasing the deer and catching up to it. It's meant to make the hunt fun, and now you can see why social media is so addictive. Instead of deer, now the hunt is for the next funny cat video in the comfort of your own chair. And trust me, the people behind the social media apps know all about this, and there's funny video after funny video after funny video waiting for you. Yeah, so answering the question, content addiction is when the next reel or short is the only hunt you have going on in your life. Purpose, family, school, that doesn't matter. Shoved under the bed, you're scrolling on. We just want the next easy hit, don't we? The more you think about it, this is honestly like really fucking sad. We don't need any dopamine from life anymore, from the progress we make, from the fulfillment we have. When we're down, we just open our phone and waste even more of our life away. When our brain's dopamine sensors are so fucked that the only happiness we feel is when we're on our phones. Think about when cruel algorithms or like skibbity brain rot didn't exist. What would give us dopamine? Probably like a walk in the park, or having a genuinely fulfilling chat with our family, like hanging out with friends, a chill Minecraft night with the homies, or Monopoly night with the gang, you know. All these would produce sufficient dopamine to make us happy, fulfilled. And then now, we can still do all these things, but Subway Surfer's gameplay is with us. It doesn't produce more dopamine, but it has more stimulation, which literally changes the way our dopamine works, by the way. All dopamine returns to a baseline level after all, so let's say this is your baseline, right? But after loads of stimulation, this baseline can actually decrease. And now after scroll session, you're left with less dopamine than before because you go to a high. The scroll session makes you go to a high, but after the high, you drop down to a lower baseline level. And you're normally more happy. No, you're actually more unhappy after the baseline drop. You're not more happy, my bad. Like, this is literally the cause of this depression epidemic we're in right now. All our dopamine baselines are actually like gone, like gone. Since our default level is lower, like we need more and more to reach that same high. But after that high, our dopamine baseline drops even further and further and further. Like even like it drops to like below the ground. Like I'm on the second floor, so it drops like to the first floor of this house. Like nothing is fun anymore, and we don't enjoy anything anymore. It's exactly why we can't study without music in the background, can't eat without watching YouTube. I know yes, a lot of you are eating right now, like literally. Like hell, some people even shower with music playing. Like if I ask you to live a day without your phone, could you do it? Like a lot of people would say yes, but like for actually a good portion of people, the answer would actually be no. Like they probably couldn't live a day without their phone, which is actually fucking worrying. Like that's how messed up our baseline is. But there's another alternative, another choice that we can start making today. I'm sure you've seen genuine content creators like Sam Select, Jack Piggott, and maybe you can put small baby-faced me in that category also. Humans crave social connection, and that's what social media was created for, until those in power found out they can capitalize on your attention for their own monetary gain. Like when was the last time you found a lifelong friend through Instagram or TikTok? We're also tired of Mr. Beast clones. We want real connection. You with me here. All the physical space has all been taken, but your mind, your attention is still up for grabs. This is what you need to realize, and why you need to realize that you have more control over your mind than anyone else than like all these tech billionaires do. They may know every psychological trick or nerve in like the multiverse that exists, but in the end, it's still your mind, and it's still your mind that you have control over. Let me take a sip of water, because this next part is really life-changing. You're directing everything you're looking at, everything you think about, everything you miss. In this world where information is power, it is so crucial that your own mind is in your power, that you are one of the people who are controlling your own strings. And you don't want to give these strings to anyone else. Your mind is your own freedom. Like let's just imagine like every single person on this planet could take their attention and consciously redirect it to places they find meaningful, to events, to people they find meaningful. What will happen? We will probably break free from the shackles of internet addiction. And the biggest fucking redistribution, wait, let me think of the right word, like the redistribution of attention the world, like the biggest redistribution of attention the world has literally ever seen, bro. Like this could be our exit from overstimulation and like lowering dopamine baselines, and we could actually raise it this time. We could actually raise it instead of it lowering, and we just feel like we're in a loneliness and emptiness epidemic. It sounds very scary, but it is. Like what will happen if other people take over our attention permanently? Like I don't want to know what would happen. Let's do something else instead. Your action step right now is to step away from all this content. I could have asked you to watch another one of my videos and double my ad revenue, but only do that when you're actually free, alright? And want to learn something new. Go outside. Do you want to stay addicted to your apps, or do you want a future where you and your kids live happily with each other without a need for distractions, because your life is so damn good it doesn't need distracting from? Like I'll leave you with that. Thank you, homie.